Okay guys, welcome back. This is your old pal Hondo doing another video for you guys on my top picks for 2024 for the best survival rifle. I'm going to tell you what I like about them, what I dislike about them, and why I think they wouldn't be good for a survival rifle, and why they meets my criteria of the best survival rifle is something that could shoot different types of ammunition in one ammunition, or two different types of ammunition out of one gun. So like, let's say a 22. If I'm going to choose a 22 long rifle, it has to be able to shoot shorts and it has to be able to shoot long rifle. It has to be able to shoot both of those. If it can't shoot both of those, I would not consider it a good survival rifle. Now there's other options out there out on the market that people claim to be the best survival rifles out there, from shotguns to bolt action rifles to lever action rifles and other various semi-automatic rifles. Now most of these design of rifles are going to be smaller caliber guns for some instances. In some instances we're not going to show any of those type of bigger caliber guns because there's a lot of them out there that are basically marketed as survival rifles. And to me, a good survival rifle has to be able to do one of two things. Be able to shoot different types of ammo out of it. One ammo, if it's shooting like 22, it's got to be able to shoot the shorts and the birdshot rounds. If you can't shoot either three of those, and you can only shoot one out of that gun, and then it's really an ineffective type of weapon for a survival scenario. Okay, now all that being said, we're going to get into what guns I think are either the worst to the best survival rifles out there on the market today, and tell you why I like about them, what I dislike about them, and at the very end of the video, I will save the best for last and why I think this gun is going to be the best survival rifle on the planet. I'll save that gun for the very last, the very best. Okay guys, the first gun that we're going to show you is the Aero survival rifle multi-caliber package. You get three different types of barrels. You get one in 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 45 ACP. It's basically a short carbine for multi-roles that you could use for pretty much any type of hunting or self-defense situations. Takes Glock magazines, has that AR-15 style of body. I think, honestly, personally, to me, this is going to be a great gun because of one of three reasons. You have three different barrel chambers. You could use 9mm to hunt smaller game like squirrel, varmints, and stuff like that. It's already scope mount ready, so you could pretty much put any type of scope you want on there, a compact scope or a full-size long leaf eye scope for whatever. You could put a night scope on this thing and then hunt at night as well as in the daytime. It comes with a pack, 3 mags for all chambers of calibers. Basically, it's almost like an AR-15 in a lot of ways. It has that buffer tube stock, adjustable stock, comes with a pack, but again, $1,399. But to me, it would be a great survival rifle because you have multiple different chambers that you could use for different situations for hunting. It's all center fire, so there's no legality on hunting deer or coyotes or whatever you're wanting to hunt with this gun. And the ammo can be cheap with the 9mm, maybe not so much with the 45 or the 40. They make one in a 10mm chamber, so I think this gun, the Aero survival rifle, is a great gun for survival, for hunting hog, deer, and maybe even elk with the bigger rounds at close quarters ranges, and self-defense too, because you could buy pretty much any type of Glock mag, extension mags for 32 rounds. If you want to use it for self-defense, it would be a great gun for self-defense as well, from shorter distances up to maybe 100 yards engagements, close quarters combat, because of the the standard centerfire type of ammunition that it comes. A very nice gun. I've read a few forums that some ammo doesn't really work well in the gun, but if you find the ammo that it likes, which not every gun is going to like every type of ammo. A lot of guns are very finicky when it comes to ammo, but you know you can't beat that. This one is very expensive though. So if you can find something else cheaper down the line that comes pretty much close to this one, then good luck with that. But this gives you three big bore calibers to gives you various range of options for different type of scenarios, which I really think this gun is great for what you pay for it, and you're getting a lot in the package when you buy this gun for a survival rifle. Okay, next gun we're going to show you guys is the venerable 1022 takedown. It is a two-piece gun that you can lock in together or put away in the stowaway pouch that it comes with. I think MSR they go around for $500 to $400 depending on where you get it. A really good gun, very reliable. It has a lot of accessorized options that you guys can get for this. They do have a different version where you can lock the barrel into the butt stock. This is not that one, but they do have that version. It can accept 50 round drum magazines, 25 round single like magazines from like Hot Lips magazines. You got the Ruger BX25 magazine. You can get the Butler Creek 25 round magazines. This gun is just so many options for this gun. I mean, it's very reliable. It's very accurate. It pretty much eats any type of ammo that you put through it. But the reason why I don't think it's going to be a great ultimate survival rifle is one or two reasons. You're only stuck shooting one type of ammo out of it, which is 22 LR. You cannot shoot the shorts out of this one. But for a self-defense standpoint, this would be a great gun if this is all you had for a survival rifle for small game hunting or self-defense as well, because you got the bigger magazines. Everything's readily available at any gun store you go to. You can find something for a 1022 that could be added onto this, or the magazines are readily available. It's just a gun that you just can find parts for it everywhere. It's just a gun that is highly accessorizable. There's just so many options for a 1022, or just a standard 1022 carbine you can use for a survival rifle, but you don't have the added advantage of breaking it down like this one. This one does have really good reputation being reliable with no issues. You don't need no tools to like screw this gun in. Once you put this gun together, you just twist it, and then you use a little latch on the side to lock it into place. And once you're done doing that, this thing's ready to rock and roll. But it doesn't quite meet my ultimate survival rifle criteria, because most survival rifles have to be able to shoot all three ammo. I really don't know if you shoot shorts out of it, but if you did, you'd have to like bolt action it and put one in at a time if you try to shoot shorts in it. But it won't cycle the bolt back if you're using shorts. So you're not going to get a reliable steady trigger pull unless you use LR. But pretty much this gun will eat any type of ammo, and I do consider it one of my top picks for urban survival, maybe not so much wilderness survival, because you can't really use the shorts to do less damage to pelts like you can with other rifles, like that other rifle that I showed you that breaks down. I think the Browning even make a scout rifle that you could break in two pieces. The Browning scout rifles, those are another great one because you can shoot 410 and 22 LR out of it. But again, it is a great urban survival type of gun if this is all you got, or you just got a old 1022 your dad's or your brother or somebody has laying around the house, and you're there by yourself, and all crap hits the fan and your family's nowhere to be found, and this is all you have to protect yourself. You'd be doing good, because one or two reasons: you could pack a lot of 22 ammo and carry a lot of it with you, thousands of rounds, instead of just like I don't know, 700 rounds with 5.56 by 4.5 or 30-30, or it just, you can carry a lot of ammo with this. It'd be a great urban survival gun. I mean, it beats a sharp pointy stick, I'm saying, in a survival situation. And you can hunt small game with it, average size game like raccoons, squirrel, possum, and possibly a deer. I don't. It's not ethical to shoot a deer with a 22, but there's been people for years who poach deer with a 22. Now they do make a version of this that has a threaded barrel. So if you wanted a threaded barrel option, you can get one of those, and you can put a 22 silencer on it to kind of dampen some of the noise and recoil. But if you do that, you're gonna have to clean the gun more often. Plus, that too, having a brake barrel it makes the gun easier to clean by taking it apart and just running a cleaning rod down the barrel and throwing some oil in the bolt action, and then man, you're ready to go. It's that easy to clean this gun, and to me, that's a plus about the gun, is that you can clean it, but it doesn't really meet my criteria of the ultimate survival rifle. For that one reason, it can't shoot shorts, so you don't want to do too much damage to a critter that you're hunting to survive to eat. It will do a lot of damage with a 22 LR to birds. I mean, it's something that you got to kind of consider. You might be able to take a turkey with this, maybe not ethically in a survival situation, shoot it in the neck. You're not going to lose a lot of meat. It'll make the animal flop around a little bit. But a turkey, yeah, you could probably hunt a turkey with this, no problem. But when you're shooting smaller birds like grouse or ducks, or, well, maybe a duck. You could probably take a duck with this too if you had to. But, shooting grouse or, pigeons or something like that, or a pheasant, it might do a lot of damage to the meat. So you're going to have to aim for the head, unalive it without doing too much damage to the breast meat. If you can ethically do it that way with this, you can. Great for possum and squirrel and, raccoons from close range. With this 18-inch barrel, synthetic stock, reliable gun all day long. Bigger animals like that with the 22 LR. There's different type of grains you can shoot in it. But the only downside is you can't use 22 shorts. And it doesn't quite meet that whole ultimate survival criteria. It does kind of meet that criteria of self-defense, if this is all you got. And it kind of meets that criteria of medium-sized game, squirrel, fox, squirrel, fox, bird hunting to an extent. And, bigger varmints like groundhogs and stuff like that all day with this gun. And it's a great gun. I have a 1022, so I know what to expect from a 1022. I've shot 1022 for years. Some people like them and some people don't like them. It's basically what you want to use it for. You know what I mean? I think it's great for that. Like I said, people like it or dislike it. They like to bag it, but I think it's a great gun for the price. You can actually get it cheaper. 1022, like a carbine, for around $299. This is a little bit more money, but any 22 that you guys are going to be able to use, a 22 LR, is going to be a great survival gun overall. And plus that too, you got the rotary mags, very reliable rotary mags for these. They go all the way up to 50 round drum mags, which are pro mags. I kind of stay away from the pro mags and just stick with the Ruger mags with these, and this gun will operate at optimal performance and reliability. You won't have none of that issue, and somewhat good MOA accuracy. Okay guys, the next gun that we're going to show you is the Henry Arms AR7. This gun was originally designed by Armalite and sold as the AR7 back in the old days when Eugene Stoner made this gun for pilots during the Vietnam War. I have shot this gun many times. It's been made for a couple years. Even James Bond used a very similar gun, and one of the James Bond movies, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Don't Hold Me to It, Goldfinger, I believe, when he was shooting that gun at that guy coming out of the mouth of the building with a rope, and he shot the guy with that gun. This is that gun. It is basically a three-piece gun. You have the receiver stowed away in the rear of the gun with two magazines and the barrel. So it's a three-piece gun. It's chambered in 22 LR, and you can hold a couple extra rounds in the gun too as well. Again, it's a 22 LR. It'll only cycle 22 LR, and you cannot shoot shorts in it. Again, that's a one of the main reasons why I would not recommend this gun for a survival rifle is because you cannot shoot two different types of ammo out of it. Um, I don't even know if you could shoot the birdshot round 22 rounds out of this effectively without chambering one at a time in there. It would basically be a one shot deal if you're going to possibly shoot a 22 short or one of those birdshot rounds out of it. Plus that too, this one I forgot to mention is watertight. So if you do drop this in the water when you got the gun disassembled and stowed away in the rear of the gun, it is watertight and it will float. So that's another option that is kind of okay with the gun. But if you watch enough forums out there, and myself personally shooting this gun over the years, it doesn't like certain types of ammo. It didn't really like Winchester ammo. My dad had one. I think it was the original Armalite ones. It didn't like Winchester ammo. It'd shoot anything Remington, and it would shoot pretty much any type of CCI mini mag out of it, 40 grain, 38 grain, depending on what type of ammo you wanted to shoot out of it. I remember shooting Remingtons out of it and shooting pretty much any CCI worked flawlessly in this gun. You get two 10-round magazines. Again, it's good for some situations. I think it would be good for more of a small game hunting situation. Your limited capacity in your magazines, wouldn't really make it good for a self-defense type of rifle. Unlike the 1022 would be a great self-defense rifle if you had to use it for that. I can see where this gun would be good at doing is like hunting small game. I really don't know how long the barrel is on this. Barrel that shoots both 22 LR and 410 shotgun barrels. You might be able to get a different barrel for this gun because I don't think the original barrel that you get with this gun can shoot 410. I think it just shoots 22. But I don't know. It says you can shoot 410. I've only ever seen these guns shoot 22 LR. That's it. So that being said, you're only limited to one type of ammo. Again, this won't be good for shooting grouse or pheasant or quail. You want something that can be able to shoot multiple ranges of ammo, and you're only stuck again with one type of ammo. It only serves one purpose: shooting small varmints, maybe squirrel, but you won't be able to shoot a bird effectively and without saving some of the meat by shooting shorts out of it. So it does have its good qualities, some of its bad qualities. The newer versions that are being made by Henry, I've heard on some forums that the plastic sights in the front do knock out of the whack after shooting it a few hundred times. It does have a peep sight in the back, which some people like peep sights. I'm not really a fan of peep sights, but it works for what this rifle's made for, and it's scope ready mounted. So if you want to put a scope on it, it has a little rail on some of the versions. You can put like a little dovetail scope on it, or a reticle or something like that. So that is a plus. But I wouldn't recommend this as being the best survival rifle of all time. It's a good choice, but it's not a great choice. And you're limited in magazine capacity. You're going to be limited to only being able to shoot one type of ammo out of it. But it says you can shoot 410 shotgun rounds, giving it an added versatility. I don't see how you can shoot 410 out of this gun, because the original magazines are for 22 LR. It doesn't have a wide enough magazine unless they make one with two barrels, or you could buy an extension barrel for this gun. I don't see. Guys, welcome back. We got another gun. This is the Chiappa M6 folding survival rifle. Comes in two calibers, 20 gauge and 22 mag. I've shot this one actually. Great little gun. It folds and breaks down in two pieces. That way you can stow it away in your pack, or attach it to a pack or put it in something like a gun carry-all. Comes in two different types of calibers all in one. You got a 20 gauge. Use that thing for slugs for hunting deer, turkey, even squirrel if you need to, with different various shotgun loads. And you got the 22 Magnum. What else? What else is not like about this gun, guys? A 22 Magnum. You could use this for long range shooting most small varmints from up to 100 yards with this. It's got an 18-inch barrel, very similar to the 1022 in barrel length size. So your average 100-yard shots just fine. It's got a Picatinny rail for either a scope or a sight option, red dot reticle option, so you get that as well with it. Easy to take down and easy to adjust from each one of the calibers that you're wanting to shoot out of this gun. So it's a very versatile gun. Again, this gun will meet my my criteria of ultimate survival gun because it can shoot one of two different types of ammo. Now they do make another Chiappa that is a 22 short, 22 long rifle as well. So if you don't like this one, you want to get one that's cheaper than this one, I would go with the Chiappa, the smaller Chiappa. It can shoot a 410 and a 22. So that is a good version too as well. Any of these Chiappa guns are really reliable because, it's just a break action barrel and it's a one shot deal. The only downside about this, unlike the 1022, it's, you got to be quick to reload it if you want to do a follow-up shot. So that's the only downside about this gun. But that's why you got the shotgun part of it. So if you do want to hit something like a raccoon or a possum or a bird or something like that, that shotgun would be there, but you'd be spitting lead while you're trying to eat it. And you got the 22 Magnum if you want to do a really precise shot from longer ranges that the shotgun won't reach out to. You got the 22 Magnum to follow up on with it, and some of the ammunition will store in the buttstock of the gun, so you can store more ammunition in there, or you could even store a survival kit in the buttstock of this gun. Pretty good. Sometimes they're available, sometimes they're not available, and they're not in stock. I think this would be the better option when it comes to dual chambers that you could use to hunt different type of scenarios, from short ranges to long ranges. This to me is a great gun for survival, and I would recommend this one. I think this one would be my safe queen. Hey guys, one of my close to being final options here for the best survival rifle. I know this doesn't really meet the whole criteria of survival rifle, being able to break it down and stow it away, but I do consider this a great survival rifle, guys, for one or two reasons, and I'm going to get into that one or two reasons why I think a lever action type of survival rifle is the ultimate survival rifle, because you can shoot more than one round out of this gun. You could shoot shorts effectively, you could shoot long rifle out of this effectively, and you can shoot birdshot out of this effectively. It doesn't have an ability to be taken down, but they are incredibly reliable. They cycle most all three types of 22 LR ammunition out on the market, no problem. You don't have to worry about jamming. It'll shoot every type of ammo that exists, basically. I don't know if it's finicky on some ammo. I do like this one in particular because of the price. Sometimes they're $350. The synthetic stock versions are $299. My buddy's son's got one of these Rio Bravos, and man, let me tell you, it is a fantastic shooting gun. I borrowed it from his son one day and took it shooting. Man, it shot every bit of bulk ammo that I own. And I even threw in some CCI shorts in it, man, and it cycled everything. Yeah, I even put CCI birdshot in it, and it shot it. Unlike a semi-automatic, you can't shoot the birdshot because it won't cycle it back. You can shoot it, but you have to load one at a time in a mag and throw it in there and then load it in there to shoot it. I don't know if it could really even load a 22 short unless you manually put it in a semi-automatic. But this gun right here will cycle just about any short round, 22 LR round on the market or even the birdshot, and I would consider this one to be the very best, almost the best of the best. The only reason why this one is not even in the running for the very best rifle is because you're limited to a small caliber. You can't really change the barrels out. You can't break it in half. You can't stow it away. You have to put it on a sling and carry it with you everywhere, so it's sticking out like a sore thumb. When you're trying to escape and evade in a city or something like that this gun would not be good for close quarters combat, so to speak, like the 1022 would be, the takedown, where you can put it together and, you know, take it out of the thing, out of the pouch, and put it together. It's inconspicuous. This one sticks out like a sore thumb, but I do like the fact that they have a tubular fed magazine. You don't got to worry about putting box magazines in the thing or reloading the box magazine. You pull out the tube mag extension and then load it up to 13, 14 shots, however, how many you can get out of this gun. Two other honorable mentions for a lever action 22 rifle. You have the Revell that I've heard in certain forums, I've seen reviews on, is a great gun from Savage. Savage makes a lever action Revell. The Henry, the old Henry Classic 22 LR is also another one that this gun's based off of, which is better quality, more expensive, but you know, if you want to talk about a budget gun, the Rossi Rio Bravo is a great survival rifle because it just suits every different type of criteria scenario that you could think of in a survival situation, and you could probably use it for a self-defense type of gun if you needed to, but manually operating it is slower than a 1022 or one of the other options that we showed out already on this video about being semi-automatic, you know, because semi-automatic's great for follow-up shots. You don't have to lose the sight on that whenever you're hunting or even self-defense with a semi-automatic, but this does serve a purpose, and I think it is another great option for survival. Like I said, the Henry Classic, the other honorable mention, which is the Savage Revell, and the new and improved Winchester Ranger would be the other honorable mentions of guns that you guys can get. I think the Ranger is the more expensive out of all three of them. I think that one's running about $1,000. The Henrys are pretty affordable, the $300 to $400, and then the Rossi would be the best budget option for the almost, you know, if I had to say number 2, number 3 best survival rifle on the planet, because we're going to get into what I think is the very best survival rifle that you guys can get. Very reliable and very accurate and really cool rifle. Again, a lever action rifle is a lever action rifle. There are not very many accessories for these. You're basically going to have to, you know, use it as is. It does have a dovetail on the top here where you could put like a little 22 scope on some of these. Some of them don't have it. So keep that in mind when you're buying one of these lever action rifles. You may have to just use the basically dovetail type of iron sights with them. You know, you might be stuck with that. Some of them do have options for rails on top. This one doesn't, but some do. Guys, the last final rifle that I'm going to be showing, what I think is the very best survival rifle on the market, which is the Volquartsen. I'm sorry, it's hard to say. I will refer to you on a video if you guys want to see people shooting this gun. It's I think 22 Plankster did a review on the Volquartsen 22 Magnum 17 HMR takedown. It's the best of both worlds, guys. It shoots two of the best small game cartridges on the planet, which are the 22 Magnum and the 17 HMR. Both cartridges were designed for longer range applications, but this would meet my criteria of a gun that shoots two different types of ammunition in it, and it could cover a multitude of different type of hunting scenarios with different loads, because, you know, 17 HMR is a lighter load, sometimes like 17 to 20 grain loads, and then you got the 40 grain loads of the 22 Magnum. I don't think it's ethical to hunt deer with rimfire, but if you were in a survival situation, I think the 22 Magnum would be better for that. And there has been like instances throughout history, people hunting with 22s, poachers mainly, spotlighting and whatnot, hunting with 22 Magnums and 22 LR. But the 22 Magnum is a great high velocity type of round that can go up to 100 yards to even further than that. So is the 17 HMR. A lot of people love the 17 HMR, so you get the best of both worlds with this gun. Again, this is what it looks like when it's taken down. It's basically toolless, so you don't need to do anything but twist everything together. It does have an adjustable stock, like a buffer tube, like on an Aero 15. And yeah, I think 22 Plankster did a review on this gun, and he's had it for a month, just wailing away on it, hundreds of rounds, and he basically didn't have any issue with it. This is the specs of the gun. It's semi-automatic, chambered in 22 WMR, which is Magnum, and 17 HMR, TG 2000 with 2-pound trigger, which is really light for most rifles. If you've ever shot a 22 or a 22 Magnum rifle, the trigger pulls are usually around 5 pounds. So that's cool because you get a light trigger, but you also got to be careful though it has a light trigger. You could get like a hair trigger and accidentally prematurely shoot off a round that you didn't intend to shoot. So you got to kind of be careful with a lighter trigger like that. But once you get the hang of the trigger like that, it's all gravy. It's good to shoot. It won't give you blisters on your fingers. Zero MOA, integral Picatinny rail. So it does have a Picatinny rail, so it's scope ready if you needed to. 6 and 12 inch handguard length, so it does have a 6 to 12 inch handguard length. Mag pull Mo, K grip, pistol grip handle. Well, handguards, that's what it's calling, but it has aluminum VT2 takedown receiver, so it takes apart from the receiver in the barrel, so you unscrew it. Aluminum 2 forward blow comp, so it's got a compensator on it. That's basically you could put a comp on it if you wanted to, like a compensator, whatever. It has a threaded barrel, so you can put a compensator on it, or you could put a silencer on this gun, no problem. And aluminum thread protector, which screws on the end cap of the barrel if you're not using a suppressor or a muzzle brake. Now, they got a bunch of different versions of this gun, but pretty much the same premises of this gun is either in 22 mag, 22 LR, 17 HMR, but this one here is, in particular, is the V2, the VT2 takedown. So this one does shoot both calibers, which will, from small game, medium game, all the way, if you had to and you had no other choice, in rimfire to hunt for hogs. And you could probably even hunt for bigger animals like deer if you had to, if you're in a survival situation. But if you're just wanting to use it for like target shooting and stuff like that, or squirrel hunting or raccoon hunting or coyote hunting at night with a night scope, this is a great gun for that. You can pack it and stow it away really easy. But basically it meets my criteria of the perfect hunting gun, because you could use 2 different types of ammunition, which makes this gun really cool for different type of hunting scenarios. You want to use the 17 HMR to hunt smaller game like squirrel and groundhog and possum and possibly raccoon. You got the smaller caliber for that. The 22 HMR as well. You could hunt with those type of animals as well. But even bigger game, all the way up to hog and possibly a deer in a survival situation. Turtles, whatever, whatever you need a 22 HMR for, a 22 Magnum, and the 17 caliber would probably be better for hunting smaller game from longer ranges. This gun is great for long range capability. Some of the specs I'm not seeing here, like the size of the barrel. It doesn't say the size of the barrel. If I had to guess, it's probably like an 18-inch barrel. Like most of these, semi-automatic 22s or 17 HMRs. I don't. It doesn't really say the weight of the gun, but you can buy these guns on Volquartsen's website. So if you guys got an FFL dealer in your area and you want to have them ship this gun off to it, I think this will be the very, very best. I haven't shot this one, but I've seen forums on this gun. I've seen several different reviews on this gun, and man, it is a superb gun. I mean, if you watch 22 Plinkster's video, I recommend you guys go back and find that video, or and check it out. He's put hundreds of rounds through his Volquartsen 2217 HMR, the 22 Magnum and 17 HMR. So it's a perfectly reliable gun, but it is very expensive. So if you can afford the $2,000 price tag for this gun, and you're just one of those guys that want that one and done survival gun to be the ultimate gun that covers a lot of different scenarios for you for survival, and I'm pretty sure this gun would be great also for a self-defense scenario, because 22 Magnum and 17 HMR is a really nasty round, and I'm just saying. But yeah, there you guys go. That is my top picks for the very best survival rifles in 2024. If you guys like this video, please hit the like, share, and subscribe, and tell me what you think on this video. It's been your old pal Hondo. Hondo out.